Zulu royal family, which has urged all factions within the family to actively participate in the running of the kingdom. This call comes in the wake of yesterday's ruling by the Supreme Court of Appeal, which confirmed King Misuzulu kaZwelithini as the legitimate AmaZulu monarch. That's a recognition previously granted by President Cyril Ramaphosa in 2022. Now, the ruling does follow a legal challenge by Zulu princes, Mbonisi as well as Simagate, who had contested Ramaphosa's recognition of King Misuzulu in the Pretoria High Court. Let's get further insight. We're joined by the royal family's spokesperson, Prince Thulani Zulu, joining us now. Ndabezitha, thank you so much for the time, Baba. Siyabonga isikhathi sakho. Let's just get your initial reaction to that decision by the Supreme Court of Appeal yesterday.
Yeah, the Supreme Court of Appeal delivered the judgment that has actually long been awaited for, and the recognition of His Majesty brought clarity and finality actually to the matter that has disturbed us for the long time. And it came to us as no surprise. We actually waited for this because when we underwent all the processes of installing and appointing the king as the royal family. We did all what was right, and so it was unfortunate that some of the royal family could not agree, but it's something that has happened some years ago. You know, this is the ninth king. All kings has been getting out of the throne because of unfortunate demise. We have been installing another king, but there was such noise. We hope the judgment have brought finality to the matter.
Yeah, but does it mean that the tensions within the family now dissipate and go away? Or do you feel like there could still be unresolved issues and tensions and discussions that need to be had within the family to ensure that this is a decision that is taken on board and accepted by everybody in the family?
One may not say it's the end of the fight or faction fight, but all things rest on the shoulders of His Majesty the King, as well as us as the royal family who have been supporting him all the way. Because after the delivery of the judgment, the king extends a hand of friendship. He was so invitational that all members of the family need to come together. We'll be having a family meeting where everyone will be present. The king will talk to the family, and also will extend, as I've said, a friendship hand, and invite them, because actually the community, the nation is disturbed. Yeah. Some of the programs of the royalty and the nation are getting disturbed, because although we have been doing all what we could to make sure that we do all the royal ceremonies and we make the family feel, or the nation feel happy, but it wasn't that happiness, because we are so divided. So we hope this judgment will bring about a unity, and we will all unite behind our king.
You've said that this is meant to, you're going to issue an olive branch ultimately to what we're calling and terming at this part the other side. But have you heard anything from the other Zulu princes, that being Mbonisi and Simagate, at all at this stage? Have you heard from them with regards to them attending and being part of this family meeting?
It's very soon to have heard all of this. You know, the judgment was just delivered yesterday in the afternoon. It's too early to know what was the response of different members of the family. Of course, there is a disappointment maybe to them, because when you go to court, you put your case according to the way you see things. You expect maybe the court to say, yes, they agree with you. But if it didn't go as you thought, there will be disappointment. But now is the time to heal. As I'm saying, it depends. Everything will rest on the royal family, especially who have been supporting the king and the king himself.
Sure.
To invite all the members of the royal family and have time to heal and embrace one another. Yes.
I'm sure you probably can't also tell me then when the family meeting would be. Would that be dependent on the acceptance by the likes of Mbonisa and Simagate in order to be able to determine that, right? Am I correct?
I think we will issue an announcement that we call all the royal family members, but we're not going to block and stay and not continue with all other activities that we should be continuing with. It will be upon them if they are willing to come and be with us. It will be up to them, but maybe everyone is free to do whatever he thinks he must do. But us, as the royalty and as we are with the king, we hope that they will come to us and we will sit together. We will resolve the issues, because actually King Misuzulu, kaZwelithini, is one of the siblings, is the son of the king, and he has his brothers and he has his sisters, and people like Prince Magate and also people like Prince Mbonisa are family members. At the end of the day, we are family. We need to come together and see where things went wrong. How do we go forward? In fact, as the judges have came out with such decision.
Yeah, what does this say though for future, let's not call it crownings, but future acknowledgements and legitimacy of kings? And does this clarify exactly where the final word lies? Do you think this kind of sets in stone the processes, procedures, and the final call on who becomes king in future generations and future times, of course?
I think we are having work ahead of us. There is a council that is going to be appointed that will sit down, actually, because I think it was a mistake on our side not to have a procedure or something written down on the succession of the royal family, of the king, because that is, as it happens with the royalty, especially Zulu royalty, you will never hear that this is going to be the king. In fact, you only hear when the king has passed away that there is a king that is going to take the throne. So it's not something that is known, but I think it's high time that we sit down, look into procedure so as to avoid such disputes in future.
Yes, I mean, that's bound to be a lengthy process in itself, so it won't be sorted anytime soon. How much does that set to affect the functionings, the day-to-day functionings, and even the financial capacity and ability of the Zulu kingdom too? Because that has been in question for some time this year.
Come again?
I'm talking about how does something like this, however, affect the day-to-day functionings, including the financial capacity of the Zulu family and the Zulu royal kingdom, considering that that was in great question earlier this year?
Yeah, it's very negative effect. We are affected adversely because the day-to-day work of the royalty doesn't, even the government, because we depend on the government for finance and all the work and the programs of the royalty depends on the government. And we as the royalty need to sit down, devise our strategies just to make sure that we keep the ball rolling in terms of devising strategies of making money for the programs of the royalty and day-to-day work of the royalty. But it's very difficult under these circumstances when there are such disputes in the family. The king is in difficulty. Even the government is difficulty in helping people who are so divided. So we hope we hope that this judgment actually will help them, will make them see that there is no need of continuing with the fight. We need to come together. Of course, I need to thank the president, because we mustn't forget that that His Majesty King Misuzulu was still a king at the time. It's because of the appeal by the president, because he has recognized King Misuzulu as the king. Now, when this was turned off, he
All right, Prince Thulani Zulu, the royal family, the Zulu royal family spokesperson there. Seems like the line is cutting. I actually did have one more question to kind of ask him as well, but really just clarifying the need for a council to now set in stone what it would look like for succession planning for the Zulu royal family and how that would work from this point forward. It doesn't necessarily mean that the fight is ultimately over, because it's about the question marks. And Iman, they're hoping to also have a family meeting to kind of discuss and clarify exactly the roles and possibly bring the family together that has had quite a bit of tension for some years now.
And we've seen it's led to court action and a great deal, I think, within the Zulu nation as well, a great deal of uncertainty around what happens next, but it also has the potential to split the ranks, so to speak. We know that the big role in the coronation of Misuzulu kaZwelithini was Prime Minister at that time,
yes.
Chief Buthelezi, who passed away.
Yeah.
And so, again, it's about how to ensure that it is smooth and credible, the process going forward.
Okay, I think we might still have Prince Thulani Zulu with us still then. Baba, we just got cut off very quickly. Maybe if I can just ask you this final question. If the other side, with Zimagatia, for example, is not in agreement with the decision, despite it coming from the Supreme Court of Appeal, and they don't accept your hand to meet at this family meeting, what will happen then?
We're not going to force anyone to agree with the king or with us as the royalty. We are in a democratic country. People have got to satisfy themselves. If they still believe that what they stand for is right and they're going to win in the Constitutional Court, maybe they will proceed to the Constitutional Court. We are law-abiding citizens of our country. It's high time now that we sit together. You know, long ago, people used to there was wars. You remember there is a battle like Battle of Ndondaksuga where the princes fought. But it's not time to fight now. It's not time for faction fights. It's a right way for them to go to Constitutional Court, because I think that is the only avenue that they can take. But it will be quite unfortunate for the nation and for the royalty.
Prince Thulani Zulu, appreciate your time this morning. Thank you so much for joining us on Newzroom Afrika, the Zulu royal family spokesperson, as we get that confirmation yesterday from the Supreme Court of Appeal with regards to King Misuzulu kaZwelithini's legitimacy as the king of the Zulu royal family.